Good morning. This is Pastor Ernie, and I want to welcome you to the rest of the sermon. This is our first shot, and what I want to do during this time frame is talk with you about some of the things that I'm thinking about that I don't share on Sunday mornings, but yet I think are important for us as Christians in our society to come to grips with, and the reality of kind of who we are and the place we are at this point in time, both socially and economically and politically. So there's going to be a lot of Ernie opinions in this. I'll be upfront with you about that. Yesterday in church, I shared with you what I thought was the thesis sentence for the Gospel of Luke, which came in Mary's song. And in Mary's song, Mary she's singing about what it means to carry the Christ child within her. And I think, that lends itself to the question, what do we think about when we realize we who are Christians are carrying Christ within us? And in that song, the thesis sentence I shared with you had 3 points to it. Mary sings about the firm belief that the child that she carries comes to transform the individual person's human soul, from a soul that is self-absorbed, a soul that is proud, and the word that she sings is humble, that Jesus came to make the proud humble. And certainly we understand as Christians that Jesus came for personal transformation. The second thing that she sings about is that the haughty leadership of government would be displaced by the Christ child, and that in fact we would be led by humble leaders who believe that they are in place to represent the best interest of other people, that in fact the leadership that Christ would establish when he came would be in fact a leadership that would have the best interests of other people in mind and wouldn't self-govern or be self-absorbed or pad their bank accounts because they are given to new leadership. And then the third thing that she sings about is that there would be an economic revolution because of Christ, that the poor would be lifted up. Exalted is the word that she uses when she sings, that the poor would be lifted up and the rich would be brought down. And so there would be an economic equality that would take place. And the question that I didn't talk about in church on Sunday, but I think we need to talk about, I think as Christians we need to come to grips with this, is what happened. Why are the proud and self-absorbed still ruling all across the globe? It's not just one nation or another. Why is it that when a human being, even one with the very best interests, why when they get elected to office and they are given the opportunity to exercise power, why does it seem inevitable that they become something that they weren't when they started, and in fact become more and more and more self-absorbed, and their spiritual minds become more and more clouded the more they are in charge? And to begin to answer this question, and Luke does speak to this many, many times in the Gospel, so we're going to talk about this a lot. I would like for you to watch a video. There's a link to a video. It takes about an hour to watch it. There's a link to a video that begins to help us to understand what happened. And I want to thank Marcy Blaney for linking me to this video, and it really states what I would want to talk about for the next year or so. And so if you would please click on the link that is below, and you need about an hour to listen to it, and you're going to want to listen to the whole thing, but it has great value and begins to speak to the question, what happened? Why are we still governed by powerful, self-absorbed, almost narcissistic people in our society? And this is not one political party against another. This is pretty universal. And why does this happen in our world today? And so I want to challenge you, go ahead and click on the video, and I'll see you in church on Sunday.